Today's tutorial I will show you how you can implement session handling using PHP, MySQL and JQuery. In this video I will show the step how you can set up the steps to implement the session for your registered user. So first of all you have to create the database and here the database name is used as PHP_session. So go to the first of all you have to start your Jam server and MySQL server and go to the PHP MyAdmin section, and from here you have to create the database by pressing on database tab and create. Okay, PHP_session database is created and it is empty now. Now you have to create two tables to complete the tutorial. One is users tables and another is session table. User table will store the information of all registered user. Session table will be used for keeping the session information. So copy this SQL, Ctrl V. Okay, now click on the go. The table is created. This is the user table and this is the session table. Next I will insert some data in the user table. Again I will run this SQL from SQL tab and go. It will insert two records in the users table, and these are the two records. One is for admin and another is for normal user. And in the next step you have to create folder, and the folder path will be like this. You have to create. Now I will create a session handling folder under the htdocs folder. So go to the C Jam htdocs and here create a new folder, session_handling. Okay, now create this folder, admin config images, under this folder. So just go to the folder and click new folder, admin, new folder, images, new folder, JS, CSS, PHP, users, and check what are remaining. Add config, everything is created. Config, new folder, config. Okay, now open this folder from any editor. I am using Sublime here. So open folder, okay, all folders are empty now. Now I will create other files by according to this structure. So under the admin folder there will be a file index.php. So new file, save the file index.php. Next under the config folder there will be two files, config.php and another file database.php. Okay, these are created. Sorry, file name was code.php. So I will rename it code.php. And next, under the images, you have to store some capture images, and an image is for refresh icon and one image is for login icon. You can use any capture image. I have created these 5 capture images for implementing capture. So I will copy this file here under the image folder. These are the images, and I will store it in session handling image folder. These 4 capture images are generated by Paint. You can use any capture image for your project, and this is also downloaded from login icon and refresh icon. Okay, now I can go for the next step. Under CSS, you have to create a file customer.css. Save the file customer.css. Okay, on the next step, JS folder, you have to store jQuery main. You can download this JS file from jQuery site. So I have already downloaded it and I will store it here. Okay, now I will store the jQuery file under the JS folder, which is stored in this location. And session handling jQuery file is stored, and in the next step is to create a validation. This will be a custom JS file, so just now create the file and save the file as validation.js. Code will be added later. Under the PHP folder, you have to create 3 PHP files: check email, login check, and register PHP. New file, Ctrl S, check underscore email.php, login underscore check and register. Login underscore check dot php, and another is register dot php. These files will be stored in the root folder, and another file under the users folder is user.php. And now I will create the files which will be stored in root folder: header, footer, index, logout. Header.php, footer.php, login.php. Is it login? I will rename it login underscore checkout.php, and next navigation, logout and index. Navigation dot php logout dot php index dot php. All the required file names are created. Now I will add the code. Okay, now I can go for the next step, create configuration file. This will be added in the code.php file, which is under config. And here, first of all, error reporting, it will show all type of PHP errors, and this command is for starting the session, and this is for time zone. You can use Dhaka here, and this is the URL, base URL location that will be used in every page. And next step is for database connection. Just save the file and go for the next step, create the custom CSS, customer.css. Copy and open the customer CSS under CSS and save the file. Next step is to creating template files. First of all, header that will contain top menu, logo, or any other button. Just go to header.php. Okay, so all type of links such as jQuery link, validation link, CSS link, that all are added in the header.php file. And in the next section, it is added the navigation.php, which will be the body of the index page, and this is the content. Okay, I will add the code navigation.php later. Now footer.php, save the header.php and go for footer.php. Okay, it will show the footer information that you want to add in your index page. And next code is for index.php, that will include this file, header.php, footer.php, and navigation.php that I have not created yet. Okay, go to the index and save the file. In this section, it will first check the session is terminated or not, and then it will destroy the session if logout, and in this section it will read the login information from session data, and if not logout, then it will give an information. And here you can see this is the header.php, and navigation.php will be added in the header.php, and this is the footer.php. Now go for navigation.php, that will show the menu or other button. Navigation.php, save the file. In this section, this is the neighbor code or neighbor classes is added here, and this is the neighbor menu item that can be toggled, and this is the title in the left side, or you can set your side name here or logo here, and this is the home button, and there are other two buttons. These are logout button if the user is login, otherwise it will show two button, register and login. Save the file and go for the next step, logout.php. If the user press on the logout button, this code will be executed. So logout.php, save the file. It will just destroy the session of the login user. In this step you can check how your output will look. So go here and localhost session handling. You can check this is your site name and home button, login button, register button, and the code is not added for this button yet. And this is your index body. You can add your item according to your index space, and I will show you now in the next part how to register a new user and how to log into a particular user page using session. So now go for the next step, create and validate registration form. Here all the validation is done using jQuery and JavaScript. So this is the registration model which will be added under navigation dot PHP's existing code. So I will add here. Here you can see in this model there are how many first name field, last name field, contact number, email address, password, confirm password, and this section is for captcha implementation. And here the captcha images that I have stored in the images folder will be displayed by this section. And there are two buttons, submit and close. So save the file and add the validation.js file that will perform the validation for your login and registration form. So just add this code under validation.js. Okay, so many tasks is done in this section. Okay, first of all, here the image array is created according to your captcha image character, and how this could work that I have explained in my other tutorial implementing captcha using JavaScript. You can check that tutorial for detail, and the code is taken from that part of the code. And in this section, check empty function will check if any mandatory field is empty or not. And there is another one, check captcha. The captcha entered captcha is valid or invalid. This will check by this function. Check email, to check the valid email or email address is empty or not empty. This will be checked, and this part will check the email format is correct or not correct, and this part will check from the database the email is exist in the database or not. And valid login, if the login form that I have not created yet is properly validated, then this function will be called and go to the login page. And validate registration will call when the validation form is. Now I can go for the next step, register.php. Create this file under PHP folder that I have created the file, and now I will add the code. V Ctrl S. Okay. Now you can check the register form is working properly or not. You can see the captcha code here and close. Now I will go for the next step, creating the file checkml.php. Okay, add the code, save the file, and this file will check the existing email address, and the next step is to add model for login form. Write this code in navigation.php after the registration model. Save the file. Okay, now add the code for login check. Which is under PHP folder, and this will check the user is already logged in or not, or session is created or not. Otherwise it will destroy an existing session and create a new session for the particular user and go to the user page. Okay, now create the index page for the admin. Very simple page is created here. You can modify it later. Save the file, and it will check admin is already logged in or not by querying the data from session table that I have created at the beginning of the tutorial. And if the user already logged in, it will show the home page. Otherwise it will give a message your session is expired, or user is already logged in before but the session is expired, then this message will appear. Okay, save all files and go for the next step, create user page, which is under users folder. This code will check the session for the normal user, and same way it will provide the message session is expired or not. Now all the code are implemented. Now I can check the site is working properly or not. Just refresh the page, and first of all I will create a new user account. If the user is created properly, then this message will appear, registration successfully completed. You can check this from the user step. Here you can see the entry of the new user is showing here. Now I will log in by using this data. So first of all I will open the login form and password. It is showing invalid email and password. The reason is the user account is not activated yet. You can activate it manually now, but after the proper implementation, the admin will do it from the admin page. So I will set it 0 to 1. Now account is activated, and if I again log in, you can see user page is displaying here. And if you want to go back home, then it will go home, and the session of this user is exists now, so it is showing log out. If I click log out, then login button will appear. In this way, you can implement a very simple session handling feature in your website using PHP, MySQL and JQuery. Thank you for watching.